Hello kids! In this video, we're going to learn about games and sports. Thai sports. Krabi. Krabi is a traditional Thai sport. It is a self-defense sport using a long sword. It is performed using either one of two kinds of swords. Dancing sword. Krung Mai Rum. The dancing sword is made from rattan or wood and its surface is glided over with lacquer. Hitting sword. Krung Mai Di. The hitting sword is made from rattan. It is light and strong. It is used to practice sword fighting. Sword dancing. Sword dancing can be categorized in two kinds: less movement dance, more movement dance. Less movement dance, some examples are saluting the king in Thai style, sitting Brahma, and standing Brahma. More movement dance, some examples are walking and hitting. Saluting the king in Thai style, paying obeisance. This is started with sitting on the pit. The sword is on the floor, pointing back. The palms are pressed together at the chest in sign of respect. The hands are raised to touch the middle space between the eyebrows while moving the body to the front. Then, the hands are opened while bending the body forwards. The hands are moved out in a circle before pressing them together at the chest. Then the hands are placed on the floor and raised to touch the middle space between the eyebrows while the body is pushed to the back. Then the palms are pressed on the chest and the body is bent forward. This part is done twice. Sitting Brahma. Firstly, respect is paid to the sword. Then the sword is picked up using the right hand while moving the left hand with the thumb and index finger together to the chest. The sword is moved over the head to the right parallel to the floor. The right foot is placed in front while keeping both elbows close to the body and sitting on the left foot. Then, the positions of the legs are exchanged. Later, the body is moved forward and the left leg is returned to its original position. The left hand is raised to the forehead while the person turns to the right. The sword is shifted to the left, then the person sits on the left leg and the right knee is bent, while the left hand is placed on the chest. The left hand is bent to the ear level. It is then shifted to the chest while the sword is swung to the right. The positions of both knees are exchanged. The body is brought forward, the left hand is placed at the chest, and the sword is moved to the left. The right knee is raised and the left knee is turned to the right. The left hand is swung to the ear level while the person sits on the left leg. The position of the knees are exchanged while the sword is swung to the right. The body is moved forwards and left hand is raised. Then the person stands up and turns around. The left arm is placed on the chest and the sword is swung to the left. Then the right knee is raised and the left elbow is placed on it. The left hand is lifted and the sword is swung twice to front. Then the left hand is brought to the chest while the right leg steps forwards. The right knee is bent and the left knee is strengthened, while the sword is swung to the right at chest level. There are 12 basic movements of swords dancing, inclusive of two kinds of walking, which are straight walking and zigzag walking. Zigzag walking, Loi Chai. The left hand with the thumb and index finger together is held to the chest. The right foot takes a step forwards while the body is moved to the front. The right knee is bent and the left knee strengthened. The sword is swung to the right. Then the left foot takes a step forwards and the body is moved to the front. The left knee is bent and the right knee is straight. The right foot is moved nearer to the left foot. Then the left foot is raised to the waist level. The body is turned to the left and the left hand is placed at the ear level. The left foot is placed down and the sword is swung to the left. Then a step is taken while the left foot is moved near to the right leg. Then the right foot is raised to the waist level. The left hand is placed at the ear level and the body is turned to the right. The right foot is placed down and the sword is swung to the right. Then the right foot takes a step forward. Then similar steps are made with the sword swung to the right. Hitting steps by T. There are 6 hitting steps described below. We will describe hitting step 1. Both the attacker and the defender stand facing each other. Both hold their swords with their right hands. The attacker takes a step forwards to hit at the left shoulder of the defender. The defender raises the left fist to ear level. He moves his left foot a step backwards while raising the sword to hit the attacker's sword away from his body. The attacker moves to the front to hit on the right shoulder of the defender. He moves his left hand to protect his front. The defender takes a step back while turning the swords to hit the attacker's swords away and placing his fist in front. Tacro. Tacro is a popular traditional sport that involves 2 teams with 3 players in each team, if played on a court. There are a few basic tricks in these sports. Inside kick. The ball is kicked with the knee bent outwards and parallel with the ground. Front kick. The ball is kicked using the front part of the foot. Knee kick. The strong knee is bent to hit the ball about 10 centimeters high. Header. The ball is hit using the forehead. Players. A match is played by 2 teams, each consisting of 3 players and 2 substitutes. The court measures 13.4 meters by 6.1 meters. There are 2 service circles on each side of the court. The height of the net is 1.52 meters. Ball. The shape of the ball is round, with more than 6 lines of palm leaves, or made of synthetic materials. Its perimeter is between 42 to 44 centimeters, and its weight is between 170 to 180 grams. How to play tacro. One of the 3 players stands at the back. He is known as the tekong. The player on his left is called the left insider. The other on the right is called the right insider. When the game starts, one of the insider players throws the ball from the right semicircle on their side of the court to the tekong. The tekong must have one leg in the service circle. As soon as the tekong kicks the ball, all the players are allowed to move freely in their respective court. Passing the ball. Each team is allowed 3 touches of the ball before returning the ball over the net. Players cannot use their hands and a player is allowed to have more than 1 touch. Scoring. The play continues until a team makes a fault. A fault can be when the ball is not hit before it touches the ground. The net stops the ball from going over. A team touches the ball more than 3 times in succession. The ball touches any arms. Any player touches the ball on the opponent's side, any parts of a player's body crosses over into the opponent's court. When a team makes a fault, a point is awarded to the opponent team, including the next service. Determining the winner. This game is played in 2 sets with a 2-minute rest in between. The winning point for a set is 21 points. The winning team should win 2 sets continuously. If each team wins 1 set, the game shall be decided in the 3rd set, called tiebreak, with 15 points. International sports. 100-meter sprint. The 100-meter sprint is one of the oldest racing events in the world. It is the shortest and fastest official outdoor running event. This sport is generally held on the straightaway section of a 400-meter oval track. The sprint can be broken down into a few paces. On your mark, the sprinter places his feet correctly on the block. His fingers are behind the lane and form a high bridge. He rests on his knees. Set. At this point, the sprinter lifts his knees off the ground. His eyes focused on the track and his feet push hard into the blocks. Go! He drives his arms hard and runs out of the block. He focuses on driving forwards for the first 15 meters, keeping his head down and leaning forwards to build speed. He gradually moves his body upright as he nears the 30-meter mark. He keeps pumping his arms hard and concentrates on accelerating. When he reaches the 50-meter mark, he brings his hips and legs back under the body for maximum speed. Then, he maintains that and concentrates on his technique. As the sprinter reaches the finishing line, he leans his body forwards in an attempt to cross the line first. Volleyball is one of the most popular international sports. Volleyball players must have strong wrists to throw the ball to the opponent. This requires good teamwork. In this sport, there are a few basic skills such as serving, passing, setting, attacking or spiking, blocking, and digging. Serving. Serving is the start of the game. The player can either use underhand or overhead to serve the ball. Passing. Passing is the skill of receiving a volleyball serve. It is usually done by hitting the ball with the forearm. Setting. Setting is the action of passing the ball to a teammate. Attacking or spiking. Attacking or spiking is the action of sending the ball over the net to the opponent's court. A block. A block or spiking is the action of trying to prevent the ball from crossing the net into one's court. Digging. Digging is the action of trying to prevent the ball from touching the court after an attack from the opponents. The court measures 18 meters by 9 meters. The ball is spear made of leather or synthetic leather and had a circumference of 65 to 67 centimeters. There are 6 players in each team. 3 players stand in the front row and 3 stands in the back row. How to play. The game starts with one player serving to the other team. The opponent team tries to ensure that the ball does not hit the ground in their court while making 3 or less passes among their own players. With the third pass, the ball must be sent over to the opponent team. Whenever a team misses the ball or hits it out of the opponent's court, a point is given to the opponent. The team that scores a point gets the next serve, and its players make a clockwise rotation of their position. This continues until one of the teams scores 25 points and wins the set. There are a total of 5 sets in the game. The team that wins 3 or more sets wins the game. General rules. A maximum of 3 hits and no player can make 2 successive hits. Players are allowed to use any part of the body above their waist to hit the ball. Serving is made outside the court. The ball should be carried or thrown or hit using palms. Players are allowed to go outside the court to pick up a hit. The net cannot be touched and the central line cannot be crossed. Improving skills. These activities below can help us improve our skills in handling a ball. Throwing the ball over the net is an activity that can be used to practice throwing and catching the ball, which is a basic skill in the game of volleyball. Players are divided into 2 teams, and each team stands in his court. A player throws the ball over the net to the opponents. The opponent tries to catch the ball. He can throw the ball to his own team players without moving. A team cannot touch the ball more than 3 times, and on the third touch, it has to be passed over to the opponents. A team that misses the ball loses a point. The team that scores the first 10 points is the winner. We can play ball handling to practice our ball handling skill, which is a basic skill for many ball games. Set up a few cones in 2 straight lines. Each team queue up at the starting line. First player walks around all the cones while holding a ball. He returns to the starting point and passes the ball to the next player. The activity continues. The team that completes the activity the fastest is the winner. Recreational activities. Recreational activities are fun and are done during our leisure time. They help us to relax and enjoy ourselves. Outdoor recreational activities. Outdoor recreational activities are done in an open space and usually involve physical movements like boating, camping, cycling. Indoor recreational activities. Indoor recreational activities are done at home, like playing board games, playing piano, reading or writing books. Recreational activities should be of our interest and interesting. How do recreational activities benefits us? They are healthy activities compared to unproductive and harmful activities, such as taking drugs and playing computer games. They are fun activities that lead to good mental health. They help to boost the brain. They help to strengthen relationships. They build teamwork. Examples of recreational activities. Courts, tennis ring. It's an outdoor recreational activity. Rubber rings are thrown over the net. This activity requires high agility. It is an easy and fun game. Courts uses the basic skills of several sports and can be played individually or in teams. There are several throwing methods including centrally, vertically, diagonally, and upside-down throwing. A beadwork is an indoor recreational activity. Colorful beads are strung together using the threads or wires. We can make creative and beautiful beadworks. Thanks!